Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome. So we're here today with Mozart's The Piano Sonata number 16 in C major reaction. It's been a while since I've done a reaction to a classical piece, but the reason why I decided to do one for today is I was doing some little bit of packing and just moving things around, and I came across this, which is Mozart's Piano Sonatas, a book, volume one that I bought. That I actually no, I didn't buy. I got as a gift a few years ago, and I've never really learned. I do play the piano. I should mention that I do play the piano a little bit, not greatly. But I do play the piano a little bit, but I've just never bothered with this one. One, the pieces were too hard at the time, but also two, it was just a case of I don't listen to Mozart like at all. Like my favorite pianists are Chopin, Tchaikovsky when he writes for the piano, Liszt, but Beethoven. But it's never been. There's obviously plenty more, but it's never been Mozart, and that's mainly because he sounds too perfect. So like the exception of like Lacrimosa, I find a lot of his pieces just too perfect, too classical. If that makes, because the way I associate classical is basically just perfection, whereas other, you know, other I'll describe it this way. The way I was taught basically how to play Mozart, and I've never played a Mozart piece fully, but the way I was taught is that it has to sound easy. Even if it's difficult, it has to sound light and easy. Whereas with others, you've got a much more of a depth and much more of a scale. You can, add some rubato to things. But like with Mozart, it has to be perfect. It has to be it has to sound easy. It has to sound like a child could play it, and I just never really liked that. It sounded too perfect to me. Like it, I enjoy the flaws, so to speak. But obviously, that's just the way I'm describing it, right? It's not exactly what I'm talking about, but it's the way I'm describing it. But I thought it's finally time. I saw this, I picked it up, and I was like, you know what? It is finally time to like listen to a few of the sonatas, and then pick one or two that I like and maybe work on them. Not the whole sonata, maybe just like a movement or something. But I just thought let's start with C major and let's kind of just like run through a few. So this one will be the C major reaction, and if I like it, fair enough. If I don't, well, then you might see more of them in the future, more of these reactions to them in the future. It's basically just a listen, but if I find anything very interesting, I'll pause it and talk about it. That's basically how a reaction works if you're new here. With that said, I'll have the link to the original video in the description down below. And let's get ready to rock. And actually, one second. Because my internet has been like messing up a lot this week for some reason. Where like it just changes the quality all the time on YouTube. So let us get started. Actually, sorry. Sorry. I'm gonna run it back. I thought of a good idea. Let me bring up the sheet music as well, just so I can follow a little bit. Alright, just a little bit. I've definitely heard the beginning part, obviously, before. Like it's so infamous that like you almost can't. See how it just sounds so perfect. Brum. Yeah, no. That's the thing. Listening to it, I like it. I feel like playing it. After hearing it like 20 times, myself play it 20 times, I just feel like, enough. It's just. Yeah, sorry. This part right here just seems like it would be so fun to play. This right here. Also, credit to the pianist playing this here. Yeah. Like, credit to the pianist playing this. And I'm gonna close this. Like, they've got such great control of the dynamics. Ooh. Okay. I've never gotten this far. Ooh, let me run that back, sorry. I quite like that. More than anything, this feels like a music lesson. Okay. Yeah, massive shout out to the pianist. How do their hands not get tired? Like what? It's a 9-minute piece, but my goodness, you need stamina for this one. Interesting. So that was obviously the first movement. Ooh, that was very. And obviously I knew the beginning. I've heard the beginning plenty of times, but I've actually never heard the whole first movement. So that was very interesting to listen to. It went on a journey. That much, I can say that much. It went on a journey, and quite frankly, I thought it was a very interesting journey. As I said, it feels like a musical lesson. Like it almost feels like that sonata in a way could be like an etude. Um, that's like the vibe that I was getting, not just in the playing or the stamina and the playing, but also just in the transposing aspects of it. Very interesting. Let's hear the second one. Why does that remind me of Pokemon? Sorry, like did anyone like for those that played what is it like Generation One? So like yellow, red, and blue. It sounds like when you're on that ship. That's what it sounds like. Sorry, I'm so sorry that I keep pausing it, but this one now, I can't get out of my head like just thinking about like being on a ship. just because of Pokemon. It sounds so familiar. Ooh. Ooh. Let me write. Sorry. That's a great pianist. Oh, interesting, interesting, interesting. So by far, sorry, while the first piece felt like a music lesson, this one feels like it would be the most fun to play. And I said that about the first one initially, but like this one by far feels like the most fun, most rewarding one to play. Straight up. I want to play this. I want to play this. This one I want to play. Okay. This one I wanted to play. This one I want to play. Alright. Alright. Sorry, the voices. sorry. So, sorry. Sheesh. Sheesh. That sounds difficult. Like, the first one, the first movement was like, first movement seems difficult just in terms of endurance, actually being able to play all these fast runs. Second one just sounds. Second one honestly sounds more like a romantic piece. Honestly, maybe that's just that's why I like it so much because it sounds more like a romantic piece than a classical one. But the third one, sorry, the third movement just sounds like, yeah, you're gonna struggle. Like, you're gonna struggle. Now, granted, I don't know whether that's actually the case, but that's what it sounds like to me immediately. It also reminds me of like a different piece, one that I learned when I was like when I was like very early on in my piano journey. And I like was just starting out learning it, like year one or year two or something. Um, if I have a video of it, I'll post it here. But that's kind of what is remind. It reminded me of like a different piece. Obviously, it wasn't as anywhere near as hard as this one. Obviously, anyway, nowhere near as challenging. But that's kind of what it reminded me of, and it's quite interesting. I find. Now, I'll say this as well. It's quite interesting that what I find is that I actually enjoy listening to this. This does now make me a Mozart fan. It's one piece. All right, it's one sonata. It's not gonna like change anything immediately or anything of that sort. All right, all it's gonna do is makes me appreciate it more, and like I'll listen to more, and uh, if I enjoy more, sure, we can talk about being a fan, but not as of right now. Not just with three pieces. I know a few more obviously, but like not just with like three movements, one sonata. That's not gonna change anything. But it was a very enjoyable experience listening to it. Um, I'm thinking of like maybe trying out learning the second movement. Maybe. Maybe I'll try learning the first movement because it seemed like it's fun to play, but it seemed like it's more so just an endurance test than anything. That's what it feels like. That's what it sounded like. Like just like, yeah, have fun. Don't let your arms get tired. Don't let your hands get tired. I'm just like, that's typically not a problem for me. I can play for hours. I don't always, but I can play for hours without any issues. But like that first piece, that first movement just sounds like, oh, good luck, like good luck, soldier. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on this one. Let me know if there's any particular piece that you want me to check out. It doesn't have to be Mozart. It can be other pieces as well, other instruments as well. I always want to like delve deep as into other instruments as much as possible. But let me know what you think. With all of that said, though, I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out, and as always,